Today, I'm going to walk you through the strategy that anyone can use to build their audience on Instagram, regardless of what the algorithm is doing. It was the foundational strategy we used to grow my new business account from 0 to 3,000 followers over the space of about 6 months, which then, from that audience, allowed us to go from 3,000 to 28,000 in just 3 months. The way the strategy works is super simple. Anyone can follow it, assuming you're willing to put in the work. What you first need to do is establish who you're trying to reach on Instagram. Who is your target audience that you want to get your content in front of? Then you need to establish where these people are. What accounts do they follow? What hashtags do they look at? Where do they post their content? These things here, which can be done with a little bit of research on the platform. And then you simply need to get yourself in front of these people by engaging on that content. The reason the strategy is so useful is because on Instagram, it is often tricky to get your content recommended before you have 2,000 to 3,000 followers. Unless you have a real takeoff, it is pretty hard. For example, with the business account that I'm referencing, we didn't have a single piece of content hit the algorithm until about 2,600 followers. So we used this one strategy to get from 0 to 2,600 followers, which then allowed us to go viral and build the account very quickly. And now that account grows anywhere from 7 to 10,000 followers a month because we built the right foundation with the hard work and consistency of this strategy I'm going to show you today. So many of you will know this strategy is the comment strategy, the $1.80 strategy, as Gary Vee called it, where you leave your 2 cents on 90 pieces of content, hence $1.80. And so there's actually a tool out there called $1.80. It's a Chrome extension that I use to do this strategy. I made a couple videos showing you how to use them a couple years ago. Then Facebook came in, had some issues with the way they worked, so stopped using them. Now they're back. They've created an agreement with Facebook. They've changed the way their tool works so that it is all compliant and it is safe to use again. So diving into my screen, this here is the $1.80 Chrome extension. You simply want to download this. You'll then be able to create a free trial. And once you connect your Instagram account through your Facebook page, you don't actually have to give up your password. It is going to suggest hashtags to use based on the hashtags you use in your content. So if you use content marketing a lot, they're going to assume you're trying to reach people who post about content marketing. And they'll suggest that as one of the 10 hashtags that you want to leave 9 comments on per day. Now, sometimes they get this wrong and they suggest some hashtags that might not be super relevant to what you're trying to do. For example, we can see hashtag chatbot has been a suggestion for me. Not really relevant to me. I don't really use chatbots or anything like that. So I'm going to remove that as an active hashtag. I am also going to remove hashtag meta verified and verified itself, just purely because they're things I've used one-off for posts about verification, so I can understand why they've suggested it, but not super relevant. Then what I'm going to do is add in a couple new hashtags. So video marketing strategy, social media marketing trends. These are a couple that have been suggested, and content marketing. And I'm going to activate those 3 hashtags. So I've now got 10 hashtags to leave up to 9 comments on per day to get myself in front of more targeted people to help grow an audience. Then all you're going to do is come across to posts, where they are going to give you 9 or more posts from each hashtag that you can then go and engage with. So you can see I've already left a few comments today as I was doing some of this morning to still continue to grow my account. So we see this post here, why you're not growing on Instagram. That's relevant to my niche. So I'm going to check out that post. I'm going to leave my 2 cents on it as the strategy would suggest. But first I'm going to take a little bit of a look at what's it about. Why you're not growing on Instagram. And they're going to give away a few tips, and I'm going to try and leave something that is actually relevant. You don't want to just jump on here and say, great post, nice work, and just sort of leave it at that, because no one's really going to get interested with that. You have to leave something genuine. Now, if we scroll through this post, we can see that one of the things that they mention is not having an optimized profile is something that is stopping you from growing. So I'm going to leave a comment saying optimizing your profile is one of the most underrated growth strategies there is. That in fact helps all other growth strategies. And so by leaving that there, I'm giving useful information on a post in my industry. Other people are going to come across that post, and then I'm going to get potentially them to check out my account, as well as the person who originally created the post. Getting all of these people who could then funnel back to my account. They then see on my profile that I've got a lot of useful information, and there's a good chance that they're then going to follow and engage with my stuff. I can add new people to the community. Now you can see inside this tool, it now says 12 out of 90 comments have been done for the day. This is just to help keep track of things, A, to keep you accountable so that you actually leave comments daily, but also so you don't go over the top. If you leave too many, Instagram can sometimes trigger it for spam, especially once you start getting up towards the hundreds of comments per day, which most people aren't going to have an issue with. But if people were using bots, then that could definitely come into play. Now, you then want to pretty much repeat this and do that on as many pieces of content as you can. If you've got 15 minutes a day to dedicate to this, you can grow an audience through doing that. If you've got an hour a day, you're obviously going to grow faster, but it takes more time. So we're going to take a look at another post here. This one's about how to grow from 0 to 10K followers on Instagram. Now, cool little benefit to this tool as well is it shows you your most recent comments, and then you can sometimes reuse ones if it is relevant. Like I mentioned before, you don't want to be going for super generic comments, but especially if you're in the educational niche, you'll see different creators create relatively similar content where you could go ahead and use the same comment and still it would be unique and valuable to that post. So we can see my recent content. I've got one about optimizing your profile, which I just left there. So this post is about growth. I'm going to reuse this one where it's strong hook plus strong value plus good design is key to building a community of people. So I'm going to click on that one, and then that comment is going to get loaded into Instagram, and then all I have to do is click post, might leave a like on the post as well, and that is done. Now, what $1.80 will do as a tool is if you see down the right, each time I use that comment, it gets slightly lighter. So the ones that I've only used once are a bright yellow. This one here I've used twice is a little bit lighter. This one here that I've used 3 times is even lighter. Now, the reason behind that is eventually it goes gray and you can't reuse it. This is to avoid you leaving the same comment too many times and then getting flagged for spam. If you were to use the same comment 5 or 6 times, then that starts to become an issue. Instagram starts to think that you're acting a little bit like a robot and you might get an action ban on your account. What happens with an action ban is essentially you can't comment or like or follow people for sometimes an hour. Sometimes it gets pushed back to 12 hours, 24 hours. Some people have even had this go for as bad as a week if they've done it multiple times, and it can lead to less reach as well. So when we'd first started this account, we'd literally just come in and use this tool to comment on 90 pieces of content each day. If it takes 30 seconds to leave a comment, that means it's going to be about 45 minutes to do that. Like I mentioned, if you've got less time, do 5 minutes, do 10 minutes, throw it here and there in between what you're up to. Other good thing is when you've got this Chrome extension open, if you go into your home feed and engage that way, it still tracks it, so you don't go over the top on how many comments you've left. So if I just scroll through my home feed and leave a few comments, we can see currently 13 out of 90 and 6 posts that I've liked today. I'm going to give this one a like from my mate Alec. And then Angus has posted a carousel. I'm going to give that one a like. This is why your Instagram doesn't stand out. Let's have a quick look at what that's about. And I'm just going to leave a comment because it's about standing out. Adding in a bit of personality is the key to being unique. No one can copy. Leave that as a comment, and then we'll wait for that to go. Then you can see it's bumped it up to 14 comments, 8 likes. So it keeps track of all of that. So even if you're not commenting through the app, you're doing it through Instagram's website itself. It'll track all of that and then helps you stay accountable to your goals. What I would recommend is setting yourself a goal of X amount of comments per day. If you're just starting out, maybe it's just 20 comments per day. Come in here, 10 minutes, 20 comments, 20 likes. And then each week, once you get comfortable with that, maybe you bump it up a little bit to grow a little bit faster, because you don't want to come in here and set yourself the goal of 90 comments a day. And after 3 or 4 days, you're just worn out, burnt out, and you just drop off because you haven't seen massive results. Like I said, this strategy is not something that will change your life overnight. It's something you're gonna have to be consistent with for 2, 3, 4 months to see amazing results. And so you don't want to just go hard and then finish in 2 or 3 days and quit. You're better off to start small and then build it up. Now, a little bonus tip which works for this strategy, but also any other strategy on Instagram, is before you do it, you want to make sure that you're optimizing your profile so that you can convert this new attention into followers. The first conversion rate you want to increase is the amount of people that actually click on your profile when they see your comment. And this comes down to sort of 3 key things. One, you've got the username. Make sure it's clean and tidy and relevant. You don't want to have a bunch of numbers and random letters in there and underscores and dots. Avoid too much of that. You want to have a nice clean profile picture that represents your brand. And then you want to have a comment that is useful, that is valuable, that is interesting. Maybe it's just a funny one-liner as well. There's a lot of angles you can take this on. And potentially, if you can get the new Meta verified service, that'll help you stand out a little bit more too. The other conversion rate is your profile conversion rate. So once people actually click on your profile, you want to make sure that your bio speaks to them. You want to make sure that the content is useful, and that'll help convert more of those people into followers. This will increase your conversions and then skyrocket your growth with time. like I said, if you follow this strategy consistently and do it for 6 months, even if you only gain 10 followers per month from this, that's 2,000 new people after 6 months. If you're trying a couple other strategies like your reels and your content, that could mean 6 months in, you're at 3,000 or 4,000 really engaged followers. And at that point, you've got enough of a community for your content to start taking off. And within 12 months, you've built a massive audience that potentially is now fueling your business or helping you become a full-time creator. It's not an overnight thing. It'll take time, it'll take effort, but it works in the long run. And if you're a business using this strategy, you can gain customers straight away off the back of this, because if you find accounts in your niche, maybe in your area, that are posting content and you comment on them, customers can find you directly through those accounts. If you're a fitness trainer and you find other fitness trainers online and you're commenting on their posts, chances are their audience is trying to build muscle, lose weight, whatever it might be. Find your comment, check out your account, see that you offer some sort of service, and sign up from there. Or maybe even just send you a DM, and then from there you can find out the best way to help them. So this is an awesome strategy that will help you grow. If you want to use the $80 tool to do so, I'll leave a link for that down below, or just go to $80.com. That'll help you track your progress, save more time, just all around be better. Hope this helps. If you want to get more useful information on growing your audience and monetizing it, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, follow me on Instagram where we post daily content that will help you grow.